Okay. There's a Nerf gun right now.
Is it blinking? Okay, it's on. Alright.
You're giggling because you know what's about to happen.
Hello.
Well, damn, so much tension.
So, welcome to Big Bear Review.
Normally we're laughing and joking. This time you're acting like something died.
What's your name again?
My name is James.
Oh my God.
I should use a fake name. I don't want to be associated. I don't want to be anywhere near what's about to happen. So that's fine. All right.
Spoiler alert.
What's your name? What's your name, Mario?
You know,
what
just sometimes I wonder, like, do you know how to
His
keep
name is
any
Romeo.
secrets?
My name is Romeo.
Yeah, just throw him.
I'm gonna write my address for everyone.
Yeah, we'll post his address.
His address is 123
No.
Mind Your Own Fucking Business Lane.
Yes.
Don't worry, it'll
Yes,
be
there you
posted
go.
in the comments.
His address again is 123
I'll give
Mind
you his
Your Own
phone
Fucking
number.
Business
I'll
Lane.
give you his phone number and his email.
His phone number is 123-456 Mind Your Own Fucking
No,
Business.
it's 323. Right. He's like, I'm changing my number. I'm gonna move out of the country.
555 Cry Me a River.
And build a bridge and then get over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and get over it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
God.
so we're here to review the Demon Slayer movie, Mugen
You
Train.
forgot critically acclaimed.
Critically acclaimed. Made a buttload of money. Amazing feat considering the pandemic, but people managed to get this to how much money did it make, Romeo? Can you look up the number for me?
I have
Oh my God.
I just want to state some.
You know what? I'll look up the number for you. How about that?
Okay. It made a total of $455 million worldwide.
Making it one of the highest grossing movies.
Yes.
And highest grossing animes.
Well, the
Domestic.
I mean, it beat Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yes,
And Pokemon was a
Domestic.
huge hit.
Yeah, but domestic was 47 million.
which makes that the highest grossing anime movie in history.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So it actually broke records and made history.
Oh, good God.
Okay. So this was your recommendation.
This was most
I would suggest.
Oh no, we're gonna do this.
Oh no!
We're gonna go
No,
first.
I feel like we should talk about the TV show more before we get into the movie.
Oh.
To kind of.
Please do.
I have a lot to say about the TV show before I get
has
into
notes.
the movie.
He has notes.
That was the change that I was going to ask to be made. That we discuss the TV show since it is semi-integral to the movie.
Yeah.
And also, even though I did recommend this movie, I will allow Romeo to go first to address his issues or concerns.
Well, no, you have to introduce the movie first. And
You
tell,
have to introduce
well, not the movie, but
Introduce
the TV show.
What it's about.
Like
And
in
then
general,
introduce the movie
a
and
general
what it's about.
summary.
Didn't we just do this whole shtick about how this movie was critically acclaimed? More than that.
That's not an introduction.
That's not an
It's
introduction to the
story.
movie.
The story, honey. Story.
I know what a story is, but see, no one would watch the movie
Okay, once
without
upon a
seeing the
time.
story, right? That's what really makes sense about this wonderful
we're-
movie.
okay, we're just gonna-
So
I'll
we're just
do it.
gonna
It's fine,
skip
I'll-
over.
I'll-
maybe-
I'll give the Cliff Notes
No, no,
version,
no, it's
just
fine, I'll
because
do
you guys are so
Once a-
insistent on me
once
doing
upon a
it.
time.
Well, whoever recommended it has to say it. Has to.
I'll give the Cliff Notes version.
Okay.
Let's see. How do I Spark Notes this time? Spark Notes the hell out of this. Dude gets his family killed. Dude's family gets murdered by a demon. Then dude goes to school to learn how to be a demon slayer. Then, I know I'm skipping a lot.
Wow. Like a lot.
I know I'm skipping a lot. But
these
see,
cliff notes would
again,
not help you on a test.
Again, my point for skipping this much is that you would not have seen the movie without watching the show.
Oh, true.
Because the movie is a continuation of the show. So that's why I'm just skipping over this.
Oh.
Okay.
So, dude goes to school, Dude finds out that his sister is a demon and he's trying to fix her and all this other good shit. He gets a sword. He meets powerful people and allies. And then shit happens. Lots of shit happens. He almost gets killed on a mountain and then he gets sent on the next mission to go be on a fucking train and deal with whatever demon attack is about to happen on a train because a magic crow told him. There you go. That is the Cliff
I
Notes
like how you put the crow
version.
That's so
of
random.
this.
A magic crow. It's like
Now that we have covered basically what everybody should have seen before they even seen this movie.
Okay. Oh man.
Okay, so we're talking about the show, right?
Let's talk about the show.
We can talk about the show in depth, but that would be the review of the show.
Well, yeah. Well, this will be integral. This will be integral to the movie, but I feel like we need to talk about the show first because it is connected to the movie.
Well, yes, that's what I said.
And
Like,
there's
no point in like going in depth.
Yeah.
For an overview.
So I okay, as most of you don't or do know that I'm not a huge anime enthusiast. I mean, I do appreciate anime, but I'm not too familiar because I have not watched many shows, and I'm very picky on the types of shows that I have watched. And since he recommended this movie, it was portrayed to me. It was told by these two that I need to get familiar with the TV show since it is connected. And I've watched the series, the first season, to get familiar with the movie and to prepare for it. And I thought it was very mediocre. I couldn't much get into it. I just feel like most of the characters that the show was about weren't that interesting, apart from one, and that was Inosuke, Inosuke. Like he was the one that I attached to the most because he was funny. I liked his character a lot. And I just feel like for him, he had a bit of an arc towards the end of the series that I was kind of engaged to. I did not like the main character Tanjiro because I just feel like he was like a basic run of the mills, morally good, can do no wrong anime protagonist. I just feel like he checks all the marks.
Question.
Yes.
And this probably will be why you didn't like the show.
Uh-huh.
What anime have you seen prior to this?
The anime that I have seen are like Naruto. I actually did like Naruto.
Okay, come
actually,
on, keep going.
Death Note. That's one that I also got. That I was also into.
Okay.
And what other series? I guess the mini-series stuff like Elfen Lied.
Okay. So just darker
Eden
content.
Eden in the East. I mean, yeah, I do like darker content, but Naruto wasn't really a dark TV show.
Yeah, but you also didn't finish Naruto, so that just gives me the impression that you don't.
Shippuden?
Well, I finished Naruto. I haven't finished Shippuden.
Well, that's what I mean by you didn't finish Naruto.
Yeah.
Because it goes all the way to Shippuden.
It
But
gets
anyways,
really dark. Shippuden.
my point being, it doesn't seem like you like shonen anime. And that's essentially like this style of anime. Like, quite frankly, Naruto essentially has the same plot. Some morally good kid is down on his fucking luck.
I mean, that's true.
And then he gets people in his life.
That's true,
to
but
actually get
he
him
at
to grow.
least had personality. He's a bratty kid who wants to kind of like be the best.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's kind of like in the same
the formula
vein.
is still the same, right?
The formula is the same, but he at least had character.
But Tanjiro has
I feel
character as well.
Tanjiro does not have character. He's like completely neutral, and it's a straight line throughout the whole show. He doesn't really have much of an arc going on with him. I couldn't really get into his characters. He was just so boring.
But
He
then
was-
again, that's what I said. You probably just like darker content.
This show, like it's also tonal. When it comes to the show, it's tonally inconsistent too, because it's trying to be dark, like trying to be super violent. All the demon stuff happening, and then yet there are scenes where it's like unnecessary, out of nowhere comedy that like they're trying to appeal to kids,
But
and it had like a lot of cutesy characters in it. That it's
Name
like
any shonen anime that doesn't do that. Anyone. Just give me one that does not do that.
Okay. The one shonen anime that I actually did see that I forgot to mention was Samurai Champloo.
That's not shonen.
Well, it has samurai stuff in it.
It's
right?
not shonen.
Okay, well, I don't know, but
The one shonen anime that you stated, which is Naruto, essentially follows that same formula where Naruto does something completely out of left field to get you to laugh because he is technically supposed to be comic relief. The only thing that they did was they took Tanjiro and then casted him against a dark backdrop. He was
Yeah.
supposed to be the foil for the world itself, rather than the world him being the main actual character. That's what Nezuko's
yeah,
there
but
for, too.
I at least enjoy Naruto's main character because he at least had a character about him.
He did.
Tanjiro.
He was just a fucking bratty kid.
He was a fucking. That's the whole point. What the fuck is Tanjiro?
Tanjiro
Just
is a
neutral.
person.
He's a neutral person.
not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
He is super like just tone deaf. There's just I could not relate. to him.
Tanjiro is like, you can't relate because you're not innocent and pure, and that's what they were going for. But
Charlie's
think
like,
about
no.
think about it foiled against the backdrop of the world.
That's then
Like, Mugen
then
is
if I
supposed to-
can't relate to anything to like a pure person or whatever, it's like
But, like, Mugen is supposed to be ultimate evil and Tanjiro is supposed to be ultimate good, and you're seeing good versus evil, and how this plays out across the show.
yeah. But when he has characters tropes that I've also seen in other like anime, then he's not that interesting.
But then that's every shonen anime ever, which makes money. That's my point.
Hence why I haven't seen many of those shonen shows.
And that's why I'm like,
The
okay.
Naruto one is the one that I actually enjoyed and that I haven't
he's
finished
comic relief.
because he's funny.
He's comic relief.
I know he's funny.
I don't think it's I like Sakura for the funniness. She gets really stupid.
She does, but regardless,
She gets
my
mad.
point still stands. It's the same shit.
But it wasn't. But it's not just the Tanjiro's character that made it irritating for me. Then you have
Who else? Made
then you have Zensu, who is the most
so
fucking
how is he not
bled-
Naruto?
he's the most fucking annoying character.
But how is he
this
not
the lightning
Naruto?
dude?
Because he's not a fucking bitchy crybaby.
And Naruto wasn't a bitchy crybaby?
No, he wasn't. Not as much as him.
Not as much, but he was.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's like throughout the whole fucking crying baby. He's like a virgin. What's it called? Crybaby, annoying character that I
But
just
he also has his badass moments.
very few. I would like to see like the badass moments more than the whiny
But
bitch
the
that
crying
he is.
baby side is supposed
They're
like
getting. I mean,
that seems a little.
Of course,
okay.
they're building up to him being
True,
way
but let's
more-
get back to him as a crying bitch boy. Like,
Yeah, well,
I know. I don't like.
But his
him
intro-
doing that all
but-
the time.
but,
but-
at the same time, it's like it's a foil on a foil. Tanjiro's serious. You wanted comic relief, they gave it to you in the form of Zenitsu.
no, because none of his comedy isn't funny.
It's not funny to you.
It's not funny to me, but Inosuke has way better humor than him.
Yes,
Like
but
the
it's
stuff that happens to him is more
okay,
funny.
but it's civilization versus what we really want to do versus us being out in the
but then
wild.
that's the problem because it's so tonally inconsistent. The show it doesn't know who it's trying to cater. It's like it's trying to cater everybody at once, and therefore the tones is everywhere.
for you.
It is. It's trying to be horror. It's trying
Is
to be
it
like.
though?
It's trying to be like comedy. How much?
Maybe a little
I have a
horror.
lot of. There's a lot of fucking blood in it.
Spider Force.
Okay, the Spider Force. That wasn't even-
Even I cringed. I hate
But
spiders.
you're also afraid of
I hate
spiders.
spiders.
You
We're
hate
talking,
spiders.
but we're talking about demons that eat people. I don't know why that isn't horror.
Because
It may not be like scary, but it has horror elements into it.
but very basic horror elements that
Yeah,
you literally
I
can
mean,
toss into
there's
any
fucking
genre.
there's fucking like
anime horror, like there's
There-
animes
there's-
that are truly
Horrifying.
off the like chain, insane, like that's horror, like
Madoka Magica.
true gore, like true
Okay, if we want to
gore.
go true gore, there's definitely a few out there.
Yeah, like there's that I don't.
But I don't think
it's-
horror was the bad. I don't think horror was what they were trying to go
No.
for. I think it was just essentially these are the stakes in the world.
Yeah, they just the fuck.
yeah, but there's a lot of scenes where it has just people getting eaten, people getting decapitated. There's also this like a lot of violence in it.
Expect from demons.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like they show all of that, yet there's elements in the show where they're trying to cater towards kids, and it's like I don't think this is a fucking kid friendly tone. So I don't know what kind of audience that they're trying to do with this show because it's just so everywhere.
Well, first things first, we have to recognize who the real audience is. It's definitely not us in America. The real audience is the people in Japan.
Yeah.
So if Japan likes this, that's what they're going to cater to.
Yeah, but knowing that, well, I just feel like this anime is trying to hit all the beats for every like
It's hitting-
fan that is trying to do which that's what it's trying to do because it's basically like a formula or an algorithm to for them to win a lot of this money because it wouldn't be this financially successful if it didn't cater to everybody.
I think it was this financially successful because it was pretty.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of pretty anime movies and stuff that they haven't made that much money.
This is true, but at the same time, a lot of those other ones aren't shonen.
Yeah, but okay, but in our demographic, look at the highest grossing movies of all time. Like you got Avengers Endgame, you got I think second place was Avatar,
Yeah.
and then third place is Titanic. Okay, just based on those three movies, those movies have like tries to cater to everybody too. And the story suffers for it, but because it tries to cater to everybody, that's why it makes so much money. And I feel like that's what this show is doing. Just trying to hit all the beats, mark all the cliff notes that everybody likes, and that's why it's so financially successful. So it's successful. So it is successful in that, and I commend them for that. But that's where kind of like for me, the story kind of falters because it's not tonally consistent, and if it's not tonally consistent, then that becomes at least a problem for me because it doesn't have just one voice. It's like it's like a corporate thing. Like nothing feels like it's a one voice thing. You know, like a one artiste or something that it's like that they put a lot of passion to it.
It's essentially one artist. What we're seeing is deliberately scenes put together to make a show.
Not just the artist, like whoever animated it, just like whoever had.
When you say
created.
the artist, I'm actually talking about the manga itself.
Mm-hmm.
We aren't seeing everything from manga to anime.
Mm-hmm.
Even manga to movie is not. It's still a lot that's missing.
I know, but
and a lot that shifts the tone.
I can't say much about the manga because I have not read it.
That's true.
So
but
I
it's
can't
just
say
like
anything.
but it's like the V for Vendetta thing, where it's like V for Vendetta as a graphic novel, absolute chef's kiss. Mwah.
Yeah.
Perfect, right? But as a movie, it's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Same thing applies here, and same thing applies to every anime out there that exists. It doesn't matter if it's dark, doesn't matter if it's shonen.
Mm-hmm.
You will not get one voice because everybody that's working on this project is trying to put their own spin on the story.
Well, that's the thing, but I'm just saying, what I'm saying filmmaking-wise is when it comes to you're making a movie, the director is supposed to be this one voice. Everybody else works together to accomplish this voice that he's trying to portray to the audience.
But even that,
But they all,
doesn't come through all the
but
time.
yeah, but that's the issue because apparently I don't know how many writers does this. I'm just basing off of the movie here. Has like, what was it, like 3 writers? and any movie that has like that or more, it's like, yeah, then you could kind of like tell just certain sections of movie or of a TV show where I mean a TV show is more forgiving, but when it comes to a movie, you could tell like this certain section they're developing this, but then the next section is you could tell that it's written by a different writer, and it's like, well, yeah, what happened to this part? And because it's not conveyed in this next like development of the story or stuff like that.
But that's probably part of the script that was left out or cut because of time.
Yeah, well, it's because of time, but why add said thing if they're not going to develop it at all?
Because in this case, they only had a certain amount of like content for one particular character.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to cram as much as they could.
Or they could, well, at least for the TV show, they could use said time to kind of maybe develop certain characters, because not a lot of these certain characters have a character, really.
Well, that's like,
Oh my God.
this comes back to the whole thing that I said a long time ago: is why do people make movies? It's to sell other things, to sell toys, to sell books, to sell whatever.
That's part of it.
Yes. So when it comes down to it,
Especially when it comes to anime. Like,
well, it doesn't matter what the hell.
You know the characters.
No, let's just scrap anime 120%. Let's just look at something like the Star Wars movies. Why the fuck were they made? To make toys, right?
I thought it used to frustrate me.
No, they were made to make toys.
The first ones were...
Actually, the first three were made because
They were
I would say the first Star Wars and maybe the second one were made purely because George Lucas wanted to tell the story. But it was after, I guess, the success of those two movies. It's like, okay, let's sell them for. We're selling them for toys, for marketing mostly.
When that regardless, that still happens, right?
Yeah.
Like in any successful any successful franchise, movie, anime, whatever it is, there is always somebody behind there saying, we need to sell something else, so we will put as much as we need to, whether other characters get developed later or whatever's gonna happen.
And
it sucks.
That explains why Disney sells fucking lightsabers to Disneyland.
and I hate
And they cost like $500.
and I hate Disney for that.
I hate Disney.
And it sucks. I 100% get it. Like, let's take Harry Potter. Harry Potter book to movie, two vastly different things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Two
There's
vastly different things.
There's a lot of tone that's not
Conveyed from the
there
movie to the book. But why? We could honestly be like, well, you could have taken more time to make an actual adaptation.
Thank you.
Right?
Those movies were 2.5 hours each.
To be fair, the first Harry Potter, first couple Harry Potter movies were basically page to page of the book.
Yes.
I know when it got later.
When it got to the goblet, I think the goblet of fire
and
that's when
everything just got changed.
Yeah. Everything was kind of changed.
Well, they were trying to do it because those kids were growing up too fast. So they had to
they had to cash
they
in
had to get those kids in those scenes, because if they age out and they look too old, then it's gonna be an issue.
Yes.
So yeah,
But
that's
I
why they were
said all
nearly
this to
filmed
say-
concurrently. Those poor kids they're like, well, so you're signing off for the next 12 years. I hope you enjoy yourself.
But all of this was that,
You're not leaving. Don't gain weight.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah. But
We can't get a page to page when it comes to anything.
Yeah.
no, I know that, but that's not my issue.
But that
Like
would
I
solve
said.
your issue. If more context was there, you would actually get to see some of these characters get developed even further, which would solve your issue of some of them just being flat out annoying. You would get to see Zenitsu's background, and you would get to see why he's a whiny little bitch. If you actually,
If apparently this character is similar to the book, or the manga. The manga.
kind of, but there's still stuff that they left out
There's
in the show.
some backdrop stuff.
Oh, I know, but that's the problem. Is not that. It's just the problem how they just kind of executed these characters, and the characters themselves are just not interesting or they're annoying.
Okay.
And
what is your next critique? Because we've spent a lot of time
on just one character. One character just was like a 20-minute rant.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then Nezuko is just
God, why do you hate her?
because she's
adorable.
That's all. That's her character.
But she's
it's
also
just to be
badass.
adorable.
Her fights are awesome. When she does fight, she's so cool.
How many episodes is she
Like
fight?
5.
Out of the 28. Out of the 28.
24.
I think like the 26 or 20. I don't know. No, it was actually 26. But yeah, out of those, there's like only like very few episodes. I would say like maybe what sounds very accurate is like 3 episodes where she actually fights, and she's overpowered as fuck.
I know.
For a baby demon, like these demons have been, I don't know how long they've been around, but apparently she's able to overpower them. And then this is also on top of her not eating blood, when there's these other demons that's like, oh, we only drink a little bit amount just to keep us strong, but not enough where we kind of depend on it. And she doesn't depend on it. She sleeps for some reason, but apparently it took her 2 years for her to fucking like get to her full strength, and yet she gets injured in all these fights, and yet is able to overcome it in a matter of a couple days. Doesn't fucking make sense. And then I don't know why she can't talk anymore, or I know she has the muzzle on, but if she's able to restrain or has like the very powerful urge of restraining herself from drinking blood, then what's the point of wearing the fucking muzzle?
Your next criticism.
Because
this will be forever if we don't.
It's not.
He just hates cute things. That's what.
Cute.
Stop.
Cute is lazy.
This will be a 2-hour review if we do not let him get through his criticisms.
Yeah, cute is lazy to me.
Oh,
any character that's cute in any movie is lazy.
Let's get to the next one.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I also don't think especially the main protagonist. No, not the protagonist. The antagonist. I don't think he was that properly developed. I'm pretty, because there's only 1 or maybe 2 episodes where they barely mention him, and he doesn't get much development in the show. And he doesn't even get much development in the movie as well, because I know he's not the main.
What was it about?
It wasn't about him, but the show.
What are you talking about?
Are
you talking about the dude with the hand? Or are you talking about the big bad evil
Muzan?
guy? Muzan is the big bad evil guy.
Yeah, big bad evil guy. They hardly developed him at all. He didn't. I don't know what his motivations. I don't know what he's trying to do, but they don't really develop him. He only has like maybe 1 very short clip where he's in it, and then that's it. And then we never fucking see him again.
You mean
what? But then again, he like one or like it was 1 or 2.
One where actually no, there's more than that. There's 3 that I can think off the top of my head.
Yeah, when they go to the city.
One where he kills somebody just because they pissed him off.
Yeah.
One where he gets Tanjiro off his tail, and then one where
no,
he
it was the
displays
same.
power.
It was the same episode. The same episode where he started killing people in the alleyway.
Yes, then
because they were pissing him off.
Okay, so they are 2 different episodes where this is a thing.
Yeah, where he's like the main threat, and they introduced him, but they don't explain. Like he's just there, and then he's gone, and he's not developed. And I know that the show, it's still in development, so they're haven't gotten to the main portions of it yet. But I would have not liked to see him, especially if it's so early on, because I would have liked the shrouded of mystery of a villain and be like, oh yeah, he won't be real till ever.
Did, though. You can't tell me they didn't do that.
Because I saw his face and he has a family. I know that, but
everything else is shrouded in mystery.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like they don't develop it unless where it's like, oh yeah, he's a menacing or a threatening like
you get that later
thing.
when he kills all of those people for no reason, just because he could as a display of power. Literally, he killed some demons as a display of power.
Yeah, and that scene alone didn't make sense to me.
Oh god.
I don't know why he
He
would.
said-
Okay, because he said apparently, and this is another issue that I got, is the ranking system in this show. They do not explain it thoroughly enough that I can understand it, because apparently there's ranks between the demons and the demon slayers, and apparently you gotta go to a certain amount of rank to be considered like legendary or are the top ones. And apparently these demons who are under what's the villain's name, Muzan or Muzan's clan or whatever, that these demons are super fucking powerful, and yet they piss him off somehow and he kills them, and I'm like, you know
They
what?
pissed him off.
Or I don't know what was his reason.
He said, I have had my upper moons for centuries, and I have consistently had to change out my lower moons. So he killed all of them because he was discontinuing the lower moons.
Okay.
That's why. Because they consistently kept getting killed by demon slayers.
Okay, but we don't get to see much of that going on.
Because that's later on in the show.
I know, yet they killed these characters off.
They were useless to him.
But apparently they're very powerful. I would have liked to seen that, but I don't see it. And I'm like,
You mean
oh,
a person
okay.
taking over a train.
The only one that I see was the person that takes over the train, which
And
is
you
what the
saw
movie is
the
about.
Kid who took over a mountain and almost killed the main characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the movie.
No, in the show, there was a kid who took over a mountain and subjugated other demons and almost killed the main characters.
Yeah, that was one.
Yes, but he was also part of that crew that Muzan killed.
Yeah, but they don't really explain like how like the ranking system so much. Like, oh, who is more powerful, or who is that? Because Tanjiro, but Tanjiro is basically like, okay, he's training because he's went through all this rigorous training and he's powerful, and yet there's all these other people or all these other demon slayers that that went in the academy that went in the academy with him. They went on the same time, and yet, and I'm talking about the chick who basically
There's only two ranks. You have the regular demon slayers and you have the Hashiras. That's it.
yeah, but yet the other demon slayers that went with him to train the mountain, they're more powerful than him.
Because they're training with Hashiras.
Yeah, but
That's true.
That's the only reason they're more powerful than him, but they have the same rank as him. There is no differentiation. It's Demon Slayer or Hashira. That's it. That's all.
okay,
Does that help a little bit?
kind of, because the TV show doesn't.
But they don't reference anybody else's
Yeah,
ranks.
they
They just, it's Demon Slayer or Hashira. They only give you two
And then
options.
there's another character, and it was the one that grabs the chick's hair. He shows up later, and he's super fucking
Oh,
yeah.
buff, and he's like taller than when we first saw him.
The
But
one who originally tried to kill her?
No, it was I don't know why he got like pissed off. It was like one of the announcers that were there. He like grabs her hair, and Tanjiro like stops him from like.
Oh,
yeah. You see him later. He's
the dude training with the stone pillar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see him later, and he's gone buffer, but that's it. You just only see him, and then
Because he
and
was
it's gone.
training with someone.
But I would like to see who, because they never.
You do see who. You see him with the stone Hashira.
No, he just passes by him, and then that was it. But he's bigger. I just don't know who he's training under. They don't.
The stone.
Don't. I'm like 99% sure somewhere in that movie they do show him with the stone Hashira, because they start showing.
It's not
him.
in the movie. It's in the show.
They show him again in the movie, I think.
In the movie, he does not show up.
He doesn't show up in the movie.
Okay, I'm wrong. But regardless, I know
You're
that
thinking
he.
like towards the end of the
It was towards like the last 2 episodes. It was when he was
Yeah,
with
it's like
the.
when they
It was when
learned
he.
back.
It was when he was.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was when he was like the judgment stuff with the Hashiras and
Regardless,
stuff.
he was training with a Hashira during
Okay.
this time frame. His story is another fucked up story that's going to be told later on down the line.
Yeah. Okay.
Next, you have a lot.
No.
Like, I mean,
Oh yeah. Okay. Too much.
Just spit it out.
Okay. There was a lot. Okay, there's one thing that kind of annoys me when it comes to anime, and that's and it has a lot of that in this show, and it's too much internalizing monologue and
Again,
and
shonen
over
anime.
and over explaining of everything.
Shonen.
Hence
Just
why I don't like watching shonen anime.
There
Cuz
you go. Next.
I'm the type of person that likes subtlety. I don't like when things are over
you know
explained
what?
to
You
me.
get mad when they don't explain things, and then you get mad that they explain things. You got to pick a fight.
There's a
What's your next criticism?
There's a balance.
What
There's
is
a
your next
balance.
criticism? And I would like to actually say, I think you're looking at the anime from a filmmaker's perspective, and that's probably why you have a half of these criticisms.
Well, yeah. Why do you
Okay,
think I don't
next.
watch anime
Next,
so
next,
much? It's not, I could go on.
Please do, because you apparently just hate the
Okay,
show.
okay.
So let's just get it all out.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't care for when Tanjiro's family was massacred because they only had 2 minutes and 30 seconds into development, and so when they died, I did not fucking care because like, well, I don't care about the family because they're not developed at all.
And yet you cared about Naruto. Next.
Yeah.
I know that he's an orphan, but I never cared about that either.
You didn't care how his parents died?
No, I didn't fucking care because they were never developed. But that's
They
the part
actually
that I
are
didn't care.
developed.
You have to watch Shippuden.
I have to-
That
well,
way,
yeah.
In Shippuden, all
Oh,
of
I'm not
that-
sure. Well,
And
well,
they
yeah.
go in depth of
I haven't
they
finished
die.
that, so I wouldn't know.
That's your next project. Watch Shippuden.
Okay.
Let's keep it pushing.
Okay, but yeah, too much internalized monologues and a lot of over-explaining, and especially when they already explained it the first time and they gotta explain it again, but in more detail.
Okay. It's okay. We get it. What's your next criticism?
Okay. The Nezuko.
We're now on page 3
Okay.
of criticisms.
Okay, the Nezuko thing.
How those four?
Okay, the Nezuko thing I already mentioned.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay,
you feel like
and her- and her-
Hate
character's
yeah.
cute people,
lazy.
we get it.
Okay, oh yeah, are they doing the blood sampling thing anymore?
Yes.
They only did it once in the whole show, and that was it.
He ends up killing them first. Like, he doesn't ever get a chance. He tried to get the blood from that one, but he didn't get a chance.
Yeah, but it doesn't. He doesn't bring it up either. Like, oh, I need to take a sample. Oh, but the body disintegrated. So,
Well,
okay, too bad.
the rule that he was told was that he.
But
was
they
supposed
never mentioned it though.
to get it
Afterwards,
from the Kiyomizu 12. He was actually trying to get it from EU, but he could not because if he tried, he would have died.
mm-hmm.
He was fighting for his life. That's the reason he didn't try.
Then why bring it up if they're not going to do it anymore?
Because there
Because
needs
that's the
to
only
be
way
stakes.
to cure...
Because that's the whole.
sister.
Well, yeah, that's the whole reason he's doing it. So they can try to find a way to cure Nezuko
Well,
and
he
turn
has
her
to
back
find-
to human.
I
But-
think the goal
but-
is to find
but-
someone high enough on that
But
demon ring.
after
Not necessarily.
yeah, but after that one demon where he gets like a blood sample, and then the cat shows up and he gives him the sample so that the cat can go away. They never did that again in the show, nor in the movie either.
Yes, but that was to show you power scaling.
I know, but they managed to defeat that one. Well, I'm not going to go to the movie just yet, but there's
They
been
didn't manage to defeat him. He's still alive.
No. I'm not talking about the last
train guy?
the train dude.
Yeah, he got murdered by a Hashira.
I know, but his like parts or his head was still there, and it was barely disintegrating. And yet, in the first time when he like defeated,
there was also a bigger threat too. In the form,
he doesn't come out till later though.
He's still there,
but he didn't come out till later. The moment he was disintegrating, he could have just tossed the thing and get the sample. That's what he did the other time.
Yes, and then he got told, "Oh, this is the wrong sample."
Yeah, but that was the right one, the one that he killed, and yet he let it
kill them.
Then he's like dead. No, I'm not talking about the last demon. I'm talking about the train demon. He did kill him.
I think. Yeah, you're right. He did kill him.
He did kill him, but and he didn't disintegrate. He didn't disintegrate right away. Oh, okay. But yeah, he didn't.
He had help killing him. Do you really think he could have killed him by himself?
I mean, honestly,
he had. It was him and his other partner who wears the boar. He could have sampled it really quick. Yeah.
Okay.
Sampled it really quick.
Let's put this in context.
No.
Let's
but
put
the
this
whole
in context though. If he had trouble killing the rank 5 of the lower moons, which was way weaker than what he was fighting on the train, what makes you think he could have any chance of trying to get the blood?
First of all, it's really quick. All he has to do is just throw the thing.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even... he hasn't disintegrated fully. He could have got a quick sample, and that was it.
But at that same
exact time,
Rengoku said... No, Rengoku said there is another threat. Right?
Yes.
So why would you throw your sample if there is another threat? That's like saying...
But he doesn't even fight this other threat. The Hashira was the one that fights him.
Okay. A cop tells you there's another threat and you have a gun. Are you really going to put your gun down?
He's not a cop.
Okay, somebody stronger than you says another threat is coming. Are you really going to put your guard down so you can do one little quick thing?
No, but that's not the issue.
So why would you expect him to do it?
Here's the thing. That's not the issue. The issue is they never bring that shit up again. You can't explain to me why they never brought it up again.
Because he had trouble killing 5, right?
And then
he needed a Hashira to kill 5. When he introduced himself as lower rank Moon 1, it is reasonable to think, oh my god, I can't actually beat this. If I had trouble beating what I thought was a Kimetsu 12, then why the fuck would I try? On top of that,
we're talking about the character that's the train, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He is the strongest of the lower ranks. If I had trouble beating one of the weaker ones, why would I try this shit against a stronger one? That would be my first question.
I mean, there was a lot of lives at stake. Everyone on that train would have died if he hadn't have done it. He didn't take the time to stop and get a blood sample.
Okay, then don't do
it's still a priority because he still wants to fix his sister.
Yes,
but that's what the next season is.
But that's not. But we're talking about story. We're talking about things that are fictional. So why introduce that in the story if you're never going to do it again?
To show you power scaling.
What does that mean?
When they fought the first demon and he got the wrong blood sample, he thought they were one of the Kimetsu 12. Then he was told they're not. Then he actually fought one of them and realized, oh shit, this is going to be really hard. Then on top of that, he fought another one later on and he only killed them because he had the help of a Hashira. He thought that stupid spider demon who was supposed to be the father of the clan was a Kimetsu 12. And then got told that's not one either.
I know.
Like, you have a massive threat coming at you. Do you really think that you have time to take something out and toss it? I understand that he could have died. I get that 120%. I think it is a plot device to show power scaling of the antagonist in the show.
I think we're focusing on other things, and it will be a focus because his end goal mission is to bring back his sister, and the only way to do that is get the
blood samples
to get to the top
the same
top douchebag
time. If someone who is essentially your boss says stay alert, why do you think anyone in their right mind would not stay alert?
I don't fucking care anymore.
Oh my god.
I'm just asking from a logical perspective.
Okay.
But when he did
Are you
cut, but the thing is, when he did cut off his head didn't disintegrate right there.
I get
Could have
that.
sampled it there.
I get that 100%.
Okay.
But someone
Get it.
who is essentially his boss said, another threat is coming, stay alert.
No,
If
but that
he
no,
had
no,
trouble-
but the head disintegrated afterwards, and then that's when the threat came.
Yes.
Could have
if-
had that moment right there and there.
But you can't. Like,
Obviously, you can't because it disintegrated, and then the second threat shows up right afterwards.
but your boss just told you, like, someone who is stronger than you and you needed their help to kill the first threat tells you that another threat is coming. Why would you put your sword down, take your stuff out, and then
after
throw
the
it at
head
him?
already disintegrated.
Oh my god. Okay.
So during that moment when the second threat
during
didn't
the
show
3
up,
seconds.
he didn't.
Okay, fine.
He didn't get it.
You're fine. The 3 seconds
They
that
didn't
he
wanna-
had.
They just ran out of
It wasn't. First of all, it wasn't 3 seconds because that head was doing an internal monologue before he disintegrated.
You don't know how long that internal monologue was.
If he can say an internal monologue before he disintegrated, that's enough time to get a blood sample.
Are you sure?
He was also fucked up. He got beat up pretty bad. So
This is
He got
also
stabbed
true.
by a needle. Whoa. Woe is me.
And Rengoku said, if you move, you'll die.
No, he had to do like a secret whatever
Like breathing
breathing
technique.
technique
He's breathing
so
so he
he wouldn't
wouldn't
die.
to stop the bleeding.
To slow it down, not to stop it.
Just
He's not a
stopping
match.
it.
No,
Blood flow.
it was to stop it.
It was to slow
No,
it down.
he said it was to stop it.
That's what he said, but we don't know the reality.
Then yeah, so
To slow down the
but if his mouth came out and said you stop the bleeding, that means he stopped the bleeding.
Okay.
This is your anime
my
that
God.
I'm
And
explaining.
you were essentially shitting on it.
I would be interested in the comments. Oh my god. Okay.
So that's the show. So that's the show. But apart from that,
We're just talking.
apart.
Hold on. This was just the show. This entire
That's
fight.
47 minutes of a show. I want you to know that. We talked about 47 minutes shitting on the show.
But apart from that, I do think the animation was beautiful.
It's okay. You thought the rest of it was shit. You called it road.
Yeah.
What did you say? You put glitter on shit and it's still shit, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get to what.
I wouldn't say it's shit. It's just very mediocre.
So shit.
Very mediocre.
So shit.
No, shit is like
Is he think it's basic, right?
it's just super basic. Yeah.
So shit. Just
it's
call
just-
it what it is,
No,
Romeo.
it's bland.
There's no salt. There's
There's
pepper
no
on it.
yeah, no.
There's-
Okay. You know what?
It's just bland.
it's white people food. That's what it is.
You gave me a steak and you cooked it, but you did not put any seasoning. I was like, oh, okay, it'll keep me alive, but I'm not gonna enjoy eating it. So that's basically
Lesson
the
learned.
show.
Okay, so
There.
Lesson learned, and I'm sorry that
I'll
I put
tell
you
them
through
to
this hell.
I'll tell them to cook
Of a
season
show.
4
It's
better.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. I still hate Zack Snyder's Justice League more than this show.
Oh my god.
And that should be the movie you watch. I'm not watching
You know
that
what?
shit again.
Yeah. No.
I'm not watching that
That's
again.
the movie
No,
I'm gonna make
no,
watch.
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
you
I'm
know
not
what?
watching
No,
it.
I know what I'm gonna make watch. I know exactly what I'm gonna make.
No.